Then I meet Le Chef. I mean, I don't have to be in the kitchen all the time. Le Chef from America. Yeah? America has come. It's Kenyan, but it's from America. The chef is, people are talking here saying he's going to cook me. Anyway, the chef is in the house. The chef, I was introduced to him by one of my relas. And he was like, yeah, you know. And I guess for me, because of being in the media, a lot of people judge who I am, assume I am a certain way due to the character role I played on radio. My character role, as you know, was a very pro-woman, defensive person, good girl, always talks down at the boys and always tell them, no, that's not how to roll. But that was the character. I see my fellow radio friend, family here. Mind, what's up? Yeah, the character you play on air, we hope is not really who you are. But, you know, at least in my time, you were given a character role. And so I'd been through a lot of meeting people and they say, hey, I date you so uende kuniongea kwa radio. Your story is not that interesting, Nani. Just sit down. I'm sorry, but why should I go talk about your story on air? What makes you think you're so interesting? We have other people, other Kenyans to talk about, really. And I like a private life. That's why you've never heard these stories before. Yeah, even some of my friends are going, and then? So back to the chef. So the chef has come. It's nice to meet somebody who doesn't know too much about who you are or care. You know, in America, they have many things. They don't really see small things like you're on air. Oh, okay, great. Celebrities out there are not the way we are called here. And so the chef was interesting to hang out with. And then we met in December. He went back to the States for about 2 weeks. And then he calls and says, I'm on the way back. Lands at my door with all his luggage. Yeah, there are people in this room who do not know this story, so this is going to be a hard Christmas, I'm just saying. He moved in. Let me give you some time to just get over that part. Mumemaliza. You're still marinating? He moved in. He's a chef. See, he'll cook. And then. No, and then. Anyway, the long and short of it was an interesting month or so until I started noticing. I know what you want me to say. By this time, I'd graduated. We had crossed the line. It's just that we don't have to say where the line was crossed, but the line had been crossed. At the age of 29, I waited. Yeah, I'd waited until it felt right. It wasn't the chef, but it had felt right. That's a story for another day. Call me sometime, I'll tell you. And so the chef has moved in. We're living what I don't know how to explain. Everything I'd said I'd never do, I was doing. Everything I had told myself I wouldn't do, I'd said, anyway, you're now almost 40, so really, Mama has been saying, see, you just have a baby. So it's okay. He's moving. We'll see what happens. Anyway, he's come from America and he's trying to resettle. Me, I had not met the people of leeching on you. Had not known that there was the leech. My friend. Even a packet of milk. It never came home. Unless it was a day he had gone to visit his parents up country and come with all them burgers. That's the day he was going to chef for you. That's the only day he was cooking. He has come Kumbe has come with things from his parents' farm. Not a bill, not nothing. Not that I'd ever asked because I'm too proud. I mean, I was brought up to take care of myself because nobody's coming. So that's the thing about confident women. We know nobody's coming. We don't expect anyone to come. Even when they come, unless they offer. And they really, really, really beg you to accept. We don't. And it's si kwa ubaya, but unaona sampuli ya wale wanaume nime experience. Kwa ukweli, surely, unless you are presenting opening doors and such, I like things like I saw when I was 19. Me, I'm not going to ask you. Hey, kumbe, I've asked all the questions of, okay, so you're single now, Then he says, actually, yeah, I was married before and it didn't work out, but I got my papers, America. I got my papers, and now, since it didn't work out, I've decided to come back home. And that's the spiel I got. Kumbe, he's come home to plan how they are coming back to move into Kenya's. While he leeches on me, he's house hunting for a house for them. Hey! First, wait, I laugh because I've just remembered how that shock was when I found out. I mean, imagine being with someone who's busy house hunting but never quite finding the house, and you're thinking, I've given you all the lists of, a bachelor pad type houses, but you don't seem to feel like those are the ones. Kumbe, it's because you are looking for 3-bedroom and up, family room, 2-sitting room. But for whom? For whom are you looking for this thing? And you have never paid a shilling in my house. Where is the money coming from? Kumbe is coming from America. So remember, I'm working at Kiss 100, waking up at 4 a.m. so that I can go to work. I leave him sleeping in my house. And he proceeds to enjoy himself in my house and then now have his calls with his person in the abroads. And one fine day, I remember he was like, oh, I'm not sleepy, I don't want to sleep. So I'm wondering, he used to like staying up late. And I'm like, this America thing, you're not winning off it quickly. And then that day I couldn't sleep. So I'm hearing low tones and voices and things are in the background. It's sounding a bit suspicious. So I wake up, open the door quietly, walk towards my living room. Hey, it's full-on party with America on the phone. If you know, you know. Let me give you a minute to think. And then when you catch up, we continue. Have you caught up? Yeah. In my house, my sofa. I threw the sofa out. Just sidebar, I threw the sofa out. And that's when I was like, and guess what, guys? I told myself, nah, I'm dreaming. At that time, nah, can't be. Nah. Le chef, nah. I let him stay on. See, you know how you convince yourself that there's nothing wrong. Unfortunately, the guys know that we do that a lot and they pull us along. If they want to take us along for the ride, they'll take us along. You guys, I went on for the ride for a while until I discovered he was seeing others here in Nairobi. So let me give you the picture. We did my 40th birthday. He was here and he was part of the party. And soon after the party, he says, oh, I have to go home. I have to go see my people, blah, blah, blah. And for some reason, I felt sick. I think we'd had an after party for the suppliers just to say thank you. And he had been the one, cooking and chefing just to say thank you. And so here we are, we've eaten, but then something didn't work for me out of whatever we ate. And so the next day I'm sick. And he's like, waking up to leave. I go to work. I'm sick to the point where I have to get off the show. I come home, having the worst running stomach. I was going through food poisoning. And he says, okay, I need to go. So I'm like, I'm really sick. I think I need to go to the hospital. He got so angry. He was pacing up and down in the living room like, what do you mean you're sick? What do you mean I have to take you to the hospital? And I'm like, I can't even drive. You know, when you have that bad food poisoning and it's cutting your stomach, we're the two of us in this house. I am sick. I need to go to the hospital. And he's angry. So now he's driving like an angry person as we go to the hospital. And I tell him, well, I like going to Aga Khan because they have my file and everything is swift for me. I don't like going to Nairobi Hospital, though I live in Kilimani at the time. And we go. And then you know how Aga Khan is, if you get there at around lunchtime, parking, nothing. It's going to take you some time. So he drops me off. I go in. By the time he finds a parking, I'm on drip. The doctor is like, this is full-on food poisoning. You're sick. Okay, this is now, you're very lucky you came in now. What's the food poisoning for chicken called again? Salmonella poisoning. The man was still angry. He's not worried that I'm sick. He's pacing up and down. And guess what, guys? Soon as the doctor said, at least now she's, going to get some drip and she'll be okay after a few, he left. He got into his car and drove and went to wherever he was going, shags. He left. And I sorted myself out, got an Uber and went back home. See, he had come with his car. He left. And that weekend, I kept thinking, what could possibly have taken you away from me when I'm sick so urgently? Then I remember what I saw. Then I'm thinking, there must be a woman. There must be something. And sure enough, when he comes back, he carelessly types his phone. And I know, ladies, we're not supposed to do this, but I did it and I peeped and I saw the passcode and I was like, when he sleeps, Aki, if you're looking, don't go looking for trouble. Aki, it's painful. There was some young thing from Naivasha who they had been chatting and sexting, and that's who he was running to meet. Whilst I was sick. And sure enough, within another 3 days, I have to go again. I need to see my parents. There's something, he's off. Let me tell you guys. In that weekend, I packed every single item of his things and I put them by the door. So that the day he comes, they're there. And then I took a photo of his things and I sent him a WhatsApp and I said, collect your items. He was back that night in a rush. Hey, my things have been packed. Where am I going to live? My parents live in Shags. I don't have another place to go. Whoa. And I said, I know everything. I've seen everything. In fact, I screenshotted and sent myself. So that you don't delete and tell me, I don't know. Here. Now, obviously, he has to flip the script and shout at me for looking at his phone. And I said, you know what? This is my house. You can't shout at me in my house. Get out. Just get out. Yeah, you can clap because I threw him out. I threw him out. So let me give you a side note, footnote. So I told you there was my 40th birthday. He was there. He was the new item. London boy I have a birthday party and I haven't invited him. London boy invited himself. Oh. Hey. Mteja hapatikani aliingia Kenya. Hua! I used to own a salon. So me, I'm there getting my hair done for the party. This is why I told you it's a side note. London boy rocks up in the salon with flowers. Huh? Exactly. Huh? What? And London boy says, you mean you think you can have a party without me? I had to think about my life at that point. Without you, where do you come in? Remember I've told you London boy is friends of my friends? They made away. He was inside the party. They said, no, just, I mean, maybe it was, just hear him. This friends thing. London boy was at the party. Problem, and then I said to myself, anyways, you have a new catch. Let's see how he's going to handle seeing me with the le chef. London boy insists on sitting on the same table we are sitting on with le chef. He's furade like a mandazi from Bama. He's angry. And I'm like, you invited yourself? You went muteja on me? You flew in just to be here? What did you expect? London boy tried everything. London boy who had never kissed me. At we have met for lunch by fire by force. Me, I'm like, Allah, what just happened? And then he left and went back. So me, I'm thinking, again, because foolishness is also a problem. Foolishness exists. Girls, sometimes we become foolish. So when Le Chef has exited, how you doing? London boy. We talk, London boy, everything is going great, and then comes the time I'm leaving Kiss 100, and it's an emotional detachment from this place I have worked for 10 years. And he happened to be here because it was summertime. I left Kiss 100 July 4th, Independence Day of Americans. And London boy was in town. And I'm now going to cry for London boy, how, oh my God, I've had to make the hardest decision of my life. London boy sisters, them, they love me. They pangared the wedding sijui how many years ago. Them, they're excited, like, yes, this is on now. The one thing that held her from coming to London is over. She's left Kiss 100, so she can do whatever. So you guys, is how, as they start planning how we are going to be together. London boy is now thinking that I have a plan with his sisters. London boy is getting annoyed again. Mteja wa nambari uliopiga hapatikani kwa sasa. He mutejad me 2 powerful times. How foolish can one girl get? That was hard. I was dealing with the heartbreak of leaving the station. It was difficult, a whole change. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. every day on remote, like clockwork, for about another 8 months before I adjusted. And I have to deal with the pain of London boy because now I have to get myself to go back to sleep. He's gone. Le Chef, I kicked him out. What is life? Why is love important? This whole thing can just end. This was the hardest heartbreak I've had. I can't explain what that feels like. I felt so used.